Hello everyone, this is Caduce Campbell for thebuttonsmashers.com, and this is our review for A Rose in the Twilight. So here's a short version of our review. A Rose in the Twilight was a traumatic experience for me, and unless you're some kind of a sadist, a reviewer like myself, or maybe you are able to find some kind of enjoyment in the suffering of others, then you're not likely to make it past the first major checkpoint in this game. If it were not for the manner in which the character has to progress, I'd probably consider recommending this as a challenging puzzle platformer with a beautiful art style that can be brutal enough to challenge the most veteran gamers out there. But sadly, that is not the situation. When I loaded up the game for the first time, I couldn't help but feel a sense of familiarity with Firefly Diaries, a game that I had previously reviewed from the same publisher. Both games have a very similar look and feel to them, the only difference being that I found this one has better controls. The look reminds me of a watercolored painting in motion, and I like that. I like that a lot. I like the music and the song portrayed in this title as well. However, that is where my praise for this game ends. The other aspects of this game succeeded in either frustrating or traumatizing me. During the game, you are presented with some extremely difficult puzzles, which I found sometimes to be challenging in a good way, while other times it was the complete opposite. There were moments where I simply questioned my intelligence, only to solve a puzzle by complete guesswork. I found those to be quite unsatisfying because, to me, a puzzle is supposed to come with a eureka feeling when solved. There was one particular puzzle where the character was required to take a book from one room to another, but there was no indication that you would need to do that based on previous puzzles. Prior to this particular puzzle, no items could be carried between rooms, and there was no indication that the rules had changed. It was a puzzle that baffled me so much that I ended up having to look up a walkthrough of the Japanese version of the game in order to progress. Puzzles aside, this is also a platformer, and so much of your time with it will be spent navigating a castle searching for past memories of people who once inhabited its walls. This is done by absorbing their blood, usually found in close proximity of their usually horrifically mutilated bodies. And the horrors don't end there. Our protagonist is a little girl with a rose on her back, who is accompanied by a silent giant. She's also silent, but her animations are so well designed and vivid that they portray her in the most adorable ways, which makes it even more traumatizing when you have to press that button for her to commit suicide in an effort to pass certain checkpoints. Oh, did I mention that our character is required to commit suicide every time she reaches a major checkpoint to progress? Let's take a moment to visually process that. Okay, got that processed? Good. Let's explain how that works. In the game, there are a couple large doors that are blocked by large stones, which can only be removed by offering blood to them. Though our character collects blood from the fallen prior inhabitants of the castle, she is not able to use just their blood to progress. Instead of theirs, the giant thorns require a sacrifice of our adorable little character. And the way this happens is horrific every time. One has her put her head through a thorny noose, another sees her head cut right off. And though she is reborn every time, it doesn't make it any less disturbing. So here's our final verdict for this review. Now I understand that there are going to be people that may not see things the same way I do, and they may in fact not find any issue with the checkpoint system, but I do. And for that reason I cannot in good conscience recommend this title to gamers that think like me. Though Erosion of Twilight has a couple good things going for it, as an overall package, I found it to be disturbing. In my opinion, if you lend someone this game, you should expect to have it returned to you in about a week, accompanied by a bill for the counseling. Thank you for watching this review of Erosion of Twilight. If you'd like to read the written version of this review, head on over to our website, thebuttonsmashers.com, and we hope you enjoy the other content you find here on this channel.